that this weekly live is actually inspired by Vanessa Lau. She had shared that she was going to start doing these weekly yaps. She's been recording her videos. I've just been going live. It's also inspired by Jane Lee, who's our mentor. Um, she has this business called Indie Babies and she mentors independent artists. And she goes live every single day. And she showed how she went like exponentially grew her following in 1 year. And it was like she was going live every single day. She was posting 3 times a day. And like we don't have capacity for that. You've been seeing a lot of my face and we changed this YouTube channel from my channel to World Waves because I just felt like I didn't need to have a separate YouTube channel. I don't need to have a separate TikTok channel. I still have my own Instagram at shireen.moneymullah. But last night I actually watched Vanessa's Yap and I wanted to reflect on it because I feel like it definitely is in line with our journey here at World Waves, specifically mine as well. And if you haven't checked out her work, please go check it out. She's very, very vulnerable about her journey. And I think that's something I can really relate with, where I've just shared a lot of my journey. I've shared the vulnerable parts. I've shared the parts that are not cute. I've shared the parts that feel very messy, but it's always been a part of who I am. I've always been an overshare. I started doing that shit like when I was like 12 years old using like AOL and AIM. And I like created a like a photo website on MSN, and I was like really into MySpace too. I can't remember like timing. I think MySpace might have been later on, but like it, and I changed the URL and I did all this coding and stuff like that. People would send me their photos and I would share it. Like it was low key social media before any kind of social media, before Friendster, before any of that. All we had at that point was like I think people made websites and then we had like chats. But I have been on this journey of like a lot of fucking pivots. And naturally, because I've been a sharer, these pivots have been public. And have always known deep down inside that those pivots were necessary. And I had to try the thing and show up for that thing to be able to say, like, this isn't it. But I tried it. And I know that it requires so much bravery to do something like that. But it still can be fucking scary. And it could still feel really messy. And just like, you just feel like you don't got it together. And I've been able to learn through like honestly figuring out what I need in regards to support and then being able to communicate it and then being able to receive it all through by taking care of myself and trying my best to be relaxed. But that I think can sometimes be oversimplified. What's up, Edmund? That could be so oversimplified where like you feel like people are telling you that you need to relax and you need to not stress out. And it's not that freaking easy. Like it's not that easy to just like relax and just be calm. And that, especially as women, because what Vanessa was talking about is a lot of what I've felt is like I've put so much pressure on myself to have it figured out, to figure out how to do the balancing act, how to be this creative, how to be a great wife, to be a great family member, a friend, to like take care of my mental health, to work on my spirituality, to prepare myself and my life and my body to be a mother. And like what she kind of talks about is like how she's kind of compartmentalized all of these different things and like the way that we and like this is something that and so I felt so like I felt for her because she's like crying so much in her video. And it's like I thankfully have been able to start integrating and understanding that all of it is the foundation of spirituality. All of it is you believing that you like God's got you, universe, source, something outside of you has got you. And I think that can be a tricky conversation because religion has caused harm and division right? And as someone like both of us, like we were raised Catholic, right? I don't identify as Christian anymore, but I am so grateful that I have been introduced to like spirituality in the many ways that like my life um exists, and my childhood and whatnot. And the whole figuring out part, it's like you're never gonna figure it out. And I hope that you all see as we're like sharing our journey and sharing the process, and it's not perfect, and it's not like always like clean right now. Like I just literally, I mean, I woke up, I put on a hoodie, and I'm here talking to y'all, and I'm trying to tell y'all that you'll never have it figured out. And we're 39, right? Like I know there's so many people on YouTube and on social media, like content creators, like you're a lot younger than me. And then it's really dope and refreshing to see creators that are older than us as well. But what we're building is like so much more than just like a face. It's so much more than like us getting on live and talking about shit. It's about what's going on. It's so nice to see all of y'all. Um, it's about building community. And if you're in Chicago, if you're in the Chicagoland area, or if you're just watching because you just like fuck with this shit, like Chicago has so much history. It is so diverse. It is so beautiful. There is like a Midwest charm that is so special about Chicago that that's why we haven't left as like artists, as creatives. That's why we didn't haven't gone to New York. That's why we haven't gone to LA, and we're building here, and we're building a community that's like really about showing up for each other, really about sharing resources. Like my husband's an immigrant, Illist, DJ Illist. I am a child of immigrants. We were raised here, right? And like somehow, some way, we were able to buy a house as two artists without paychecks. Like I wrote like a free ebook. If you're interested, tap in. I'll send you the free ebook about how we bought a house as two artists without like steady paychecks, because it's possible. And like the foundation has to be spirituality. It has to be belief. And so it's like there's so much fucking beauty in connecting on social media, but it's next level when you connect in person. And so if you're in Chicago, please, please hit us up. We're at worldwaves.live, or on here it's no period, everywhere. And it's not on some superficial shit. Like we're literally opening up our house. Like first Mondays of the month, we're calling it open house. You come to the house, you can we're saying you can co-work, co-create, or coexist. Literally, we have a massage chair back there. I don't know if you could see it. Like people were literally on the massage chair, like back to back to back, because we need it. We need to like we need to be together, and we need to be like taking care of ourselves. And like she talks about being like self, or like people like diagnosing her, and I feel like as someone that has shared a lot of their mental health journey, I haven't had to deal with that, but I think a lot of what she has to deal with is because of the size of her audience. But like I have been yearning also for that like connection and community, and so that's why I built it. you know we have always been like the hospitable like hosts and whatnot, but then because of the pandemic and because of like mental health and challenges and anxiety, we like moved away from that. But then again, it's like grounding in the truth. And like similarly to her, like she's removed a lot of different things, and I'm talking about Vanessa Lau. If you're familiar, she's a creator here on the digital world. um and I removed so many things. Like I thought, like, not doing any kind of social activities, not hosting events anymore, and it worked because I needed to like just take a break from a lot of those things. And now I'm slowly bringing those things back, understanding that I do need my friends. I don't need to just sit at home by myself. I don't need to only be with my family. And it's like, how can I like figure out, as we're talking about figuring out, where we're never going to figure it out perfectly, right? How can I be with people? Cuz sometimes you just need to be with people and not be talking. You need to just be sitting there, right? And so that's what we're building. We're building World Waves to be a safe space where you can just be yourself. We're building what I need. to be honest with you. And how we're doing that is by our monthly open house. First Monday of the month, we're in the west suburbs of Chicago, and then we're working on our first album. It's called World Waves Volume One. We've got like over 20, probably 25, almost 30 artists on this album so far. We are doing it with a month-long immersive art show in July. So if you're in Chicago, please tap in. If you're not in Chicago, please tap in. I mean, I've been on the internet out here for so long. I'm 39 and I started doing stuff on social media and online since I was 12. And so if you go to my page, you'll see like the work that I've done. We've converted this now to World Waves, and just grateful for y'all to tap in. Grateful to be in community with y'all, and yeah, if you want to tap in further, worldwaves.live. Go check it out, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.